It's your friendly math tutor, Miss C here, and today we are talking about a term called FOIL. So, FOIL is another way of telling you to use the distributive property. It's actually an acronym for the order in which you use the distributive property. So, the F in FOIL means we do the first terms. The O means next we do the outer terms. The I means we do the inner terms. And then finally, we multiply together the last terms. So again, it's really distribution, just in a slightly different way. So let's try to FOIL or distribute these two binomials. So if we are going to do the first terms, that means we are multiplying x times x together and we get x squared. Next, we look at the outer terms. So in this case, the outer terms would be x times 5. So x times 5 is plus 5x. Then we look at our inner terms. That would be negative 4. Don't forget to include this negative there, times x, which is negative 4x. And last, but definitely not least, we do our last term. So negative 4 is the last term in that binomial, and that gets multiplied by 5, which is the last term in this binomial, and that gives me negative 20. And now all we need to do is simplify by combining our like terms. And when we do that, I notice that this term and this term are like. So we end up with x squared, and then we have 5x minus 4x, which is plus x or plus 1x minus 20. So that is how we FOILed. Now, what happens if we take this up a notch and make it a little more difficult? What if we do something that looks like this? All right, we can still apply the same principle. We can do our first terms. That's the F in FOIL. We have x squared times x. Remember, this is really x to the power of 1. We add the exponents and we get x to the power of 3, or x cubed. That's what we like to say. And then we do our outer terms. So x squared times, remember we take this negative with us, negative 4, is negative 4x squared. And then we are going to do our inner terms, and our inner terms are 8 and x. So we get 8x. And then we are going to go ahead and do our outer terms, and that is 8 times negative 4, which is negative 32. You're going to notice in this one, we don't have any terms that we can combine. So this is our simplified expression. Let's do one more, and we're going to add some coefficients here. So what if we do 3x minus 9 times, why don't we do 10x plus 12? Actually, let's not do plus 12. We haven't done two negatives yet. Minus 12. All right, let's FOIL, y'all. So we're going to do our first terms. That's 3x times 10x, and that gives me 30x. All right, then we are going to go ahead and do our outer terms. So 3x times, remember that negative comes along with the 12. 3x times negative 12, that's negative 36x. Okay, now we are going to do our inner terms. So that would be this negative 9, don't drop that negative, times 10x, which is negative 90x. And last but not least, did you see what I did there? We do our last terms, and that is this negative 9 times, we've got our negative 12. Do y'all remember your multiplication tables for 12s? That is positive 108. So now we want to be really careful because I'm noticing that I've got two like terms and they are both negative. So let's go ahead and simplify this. So we end up with 30x. And now we have negative 36x minus 90x. So we are going from negative 36 and then we're going left 90 more. So that gives me 126x and then plus 108. And that is our simplified process of distribution that we often call FOIL. All right. Thank you for taking the time to FOIL with me. Make sure to subscribe for more math videos. Till next time, remember, you've got this.